Hi, Jay Gordon from Orgy.
So we're going to talk about the past, the present, and then the future.
Anything but orgy stuff, no, just like...
So you're just Jay Gordon, you're not Jay Gordon from Orgy then? Because you can't talk about Orgy. No. So Orgy's big thing was, Blue Monday. So if you could go back and change that, but you could, a big cover song was a huge hit, would you change that now?
No. No way. No, so we had a good time doing that, and it brings people to shows, so to this day, so it's all good.
I love the fact that if you listen to New Order's version is very flat.
Uh-huh.
And Orgy's version is so much more alive. It's such a big difference.
Mm-hmm.
I personally, I think it got a lot of people listening to that.
Mm-hmm.
And
well, back, when it came out, it was more along the lines of, music was a little more sedated back then.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So I think we just kind of just tried to kick it into the 90s back then, late 90s, whatever you want to call it, but, that's kind of what we did.
So now why come back now? It's been since 2004.
Yeah, there's a lot of reasons. One was my son Jax, telling me, Daddy, you gotta play again and stuff like that.
That's
so,
cute.
And I was like, okay, sounds like a good idea. And I just wanted to get back out and do it again, and it just kind of worked out, to be now. So there was no like rhyme or reason to it or anything like that. And in fact, there might have been a little bit of I wanted to push the DJ thing I was doing.
Mm-hmm.
What my original plan was to come out and do Orgy shows, and then at the end of the night go to another club like adjacent and
Mm-hmm.
do like a dubstep or electro set depending on the city. But I kind of thought that was just taking on too much, considering like the bus has to leave at a certain time and stuff like that, and it just wouldn't have worked out. So we decided not to do that. We're gonna do that next time. So.
Very cool. You hear other artists do that.
What's that?
Even like
yeah.
Kilhanna, Greg from Kilhanna does a DJ set, whether
yeah.
there or somewhere else, and another artist too.
Yeah, I just don't want to do it at the same club I'm playing at. I kind of think that's just defeating the purpose, you know what I mean? So, especially since the two don't always mix, you know what I mean? So,
True.
there you have it.
So you have different people on stage with you now.
Yeah.
And I know I've read every one of the other members' responses. Well, at least two of theirs.
It's garbage.
I have read their response. We're not going to go there.
Yeah.
And I know that Bobby's doing movie stuff with his brother.
Yeah,
where's Paige? Nothing's ever been mentioned about Paige.
Paige is chilling. He's doing his thing. Like he's out. He's probably drinking a beer somewhere right now, playing his bass or something. He's good though.
Good. It's good to hear that one because we do see Ryan and them here, because they're doing Julian K.
Good for you.
We're not going there. We're not. No, that was my only. That's my only venture into that.
Yeah, we just didn't know what happened to Paige.
I'm not a hater on them at all. Like,
no, and I saw the stuff going back and forth.
They hate on me for no reason whatsoever.
There's three sides.
Good going.
There's three sides to everything. Everyone has their own. So that was the only thing I want to know. Where was Paige? Because in everything there was no mention of Paige.
I don't know. He's just doing his music thing, and he's working on stuff. That's the latest I've heard. I haven't really talked to him much lately, but we saw each other like a year ago.
Very cool.
He was good. He was doing good.
So how did you end up with those that you have on stage with you now?
Well, I had been talking to the old, the original lineup and about getting together and doing shows and stuff, and it would seem like, every year that went on, it was like, yeah, we're going to do this and that, and it just never worked out. So I'm going to stick to my guns and say that again. So
I didn't even ask you to say that.
No, I know. I'm just, I don't, it was so easy to do this that was like, it could have been done that way if that was really their intention. So that's obviously, right? It's like it took me like, 4 days to put the band together. All right, let's roll this out. Let's do it, So obviously it's like it has nothing to do with like whatever that Facebook status crap is. But anyway, obviously it's not, I don't know. It doesn't, it's supposed to affect me more than it does, I guess, but it just doesn't. And the new band's dope, and I'm not gonna look back. I mean, you know, I don't even feel bad in the slightest. You know what I mean? I would have liked to have worked it out to, you know, make it all happen, but you know, Bobby doesn't even play his drums much anymore. Paige does his thing, and you know, I'm sure Bobby has no problem playing his drums. You know, he's obviously a great drummer, but I think he's just doing Motorola commercials and, you know, doing a movie with his brother, and you know, I'm supporting that venture wholeheartedly, and you know, and I support the other guys' efforts and what they do. You know, it's like, you know, I think that you know, this whole weird feud thing is just like, I don't get it, but I mean, I kind of get it, but you know, I think it's a promotional thing because there was records coming out and stuff like that. Like, I haven't heard much since the record came out, so yeah, so everything's kind of mellow now, so it's all good.
Yeah, I was talking to Carlton a little bit before we came back here about how the synth parts are done, and we were talking about that. He said, yeah, it sounds a little different, but we'll still like it, and so I'm looking forward to hearing
the change.
It's
just like an updated version of what was there before. Like, you know, it's just, you know, it's got a makeover.
So now I was reading that you did a song with Skrillex, and you're talking about doing an EP. And it seems like nowadays, as compared to, oh my God, like 12, 13 years ago? Damn, it's been a long time.
Yeah.
You know, now with social networking and that, I mean, as a producer, you can get your stuff done. You can get up on iTunes yourself. You don't have to deal with a record label or anything.
Right.
So, you know, like what you're talking about, the EP, that really is the way to go.
Mm-hmm. There's a couple of EPs coming out. I'm doing, you know, the Orgy one, the Orgy EP. I'm not sure what we're going to call it yet. And I'm doing one for my DJ project, which is Kilowatt. And so those will be done this summer, and I'll be touring with both of those things, you know, right away. So, you know, like a month out, maybe, you know, from putting the first track out. So it'll probably be the Skrillex track and stuff like that. But it's going great, no complaints, you know.
So the new Orgy music today has changed from what it was back then. So
Not
are we going to see a
much.
change?
I don't know how much music.
Maybe the stuff I go out and see now, just because what I'm supposed to be out seeing. It's not, and even the bands that back when you were out.
I mean, there's a lot of like
different.
screamo meets emo meets blah 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 blah. But like,
all
I mean,
smokes.
you know, like it's really like there's like heavy, you know, there's I think bands are just kind of like getting rid of the genre, breaking down the genre thing, you know. And I see a lot of that going on mainly, but I don't see much really changing. A lot of really good guitar players out there nowadays and stuff like that. But I think the DJs pretty much own it now as far as putting people in clubs or.
That's what I was gonna say. A lot of it's going towards that.
Stuff like that. Like that's like the new rock. So.
It's going away from playing an instrument and doing a lot of electronic.
I don't know about going away from playing an instrument. I think a lot of producer DJs or whatever are pretty talented guys, and you know, guys like Kill the Noise and stuff like that are like, they're like musicians in their own right. So like whatever, if they're playing a keyboard and it doesn't, you can't tell the difference. I mean, they're just like, you know, they're getting rid of maybe the band, like a lot of the members, and kind of just dealing with one or two people to put the collaboration together or whatever. But it still sounds like a unit almost. You know what I mean? So. It's really cool that these guys are able to, you know, the technology has grown enough to let us be able to, you know, facilitate the band thing, you know. It in a way, it's like it should be that way. I know a lot of people don't feel that way, but the reason why I feel that it should be that way is because at least like the hard workers prevail, and the guys who just kind of soak up the atmosphere and get on stage and they're just there for the party or whatever, just, you know what I mean? Like if they're not, you know what I mean? Like there's a lot of guys that are really talented that do that as well, that really don't care about music that much. They just kind of want to be in a band or whatever. But I think that, you know, guys like Skrillex or Kill the Noise or Knife Party are like, you know, he's in a huge band, Pendulum, you know, so it's like, you know, I have a lot of respect for people like that can wear those two hats, and I've always liked to do that, so it's kind of working out really good, you know. I was trying to do that back then, you know, and it just took a while, but it's working, so no complaints there either, you know.
Now, if you can go back and change anything, would you?
No, I mean, other than like the static that, you know, has come because of the new band, like that would be the only thing that, like, you know, I wish wasn't there. But like, you know, other than that, no, I'm very happy with the choice I made to get out and do this again, and with the people that, you know, I'm working with now.
Mm-hmm.
Very happy with those choices. So.
Very cool. Well, thank you.
Mm-hmm.